Beer.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
I know he don't want to hear this, but you know how sometimes you dig a hole, sometimes it's too deep, you can't get out. Like he's creating a job for himself. Because I sat here all night trying to think about how I was going to come and close this out. And I thank you, appreciate you, brother. You take a lot of burden off of me. Because he has a different perspective. You know, I carry a lot of responsibility, but having his objective view, and he sees a lot of things that we need to share with the community. But you know, I'm under a lot of pressure, got a lot of burden on me, and I don't have the time to tell you, although I know it'll help our community to know these things that are going on, and that we should never feel weak in our faith, and knowing that Allah is with us. Allah is with us in so many ways that you would swear Imam Mohammed was still here. You would think Imam Mohammed, I mean physically, you would think that this community is not getting the love that we getting without Imam Mohammed. And the sister said immediately, I felt everybody in the room saying that he is here with us. Those of us that witnessed that know that, but we need to let the rest of the community know that Imam Muhammad hasn't left us, and Allah's favor haven't left us that came with him. That's the key. Allah's mercy is still on this community. And we do witness some amazing things. I come home and try to get an audience when I come home, so I don't want to forget nothing. But we're going to have to start. Hathi takes real good notes. I admit that. He takes some excellent notes. But we can strengthen and encourage our communities by letting them know the things that we see and experience. Because all that you see out there in the public and in media and on the burden that people carry, sometimes we hear too much of the negative and don't hear the positive things that are going on. And it's just ignorance, you know. I had to stand up for the mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, in that big executive meeting with all the, I'm quoting all the shot callers at the round table, you know, listening to the big man from the government, the Congressman Andre Carson, and he had their attention, man. It was a very powerful meeting, and somebody started barking when he was mentioned, but you have to bear witness that the proof is in the pudding. You know, the work that he's done has shown great improvement in the city of Chicago, and it's on paper, it's on record. You can't be denied. It can't be denied the improvements he's made on the education system and just the overall condition for black people, which is really, people aren't leaning towards helping poor African American people. A lot of people, Imam Muhammad told us before he passed it, they starting to write us off because we're not viable. So when we see humanity coming to the forefront, you see people looking, people like I credit the mayor with that, but it's not just him. It's a movement that's going on all around on high. Brother Jawad was just telling me about a community center that there's a couple of them, and you know how we talk. He said white folks put them in the hood, you know, in Roseland and somewhere else, but they're beautiful state-of-the-art community centers because they realize that what we're missing is a foundation for our culture, a solid culture that's been lost in the communities that help develop young people and make them the people that they are. I like that. There's one commercial about, I think it's a boys club commercial. Denzel Washington and a whole bunch of other stars step out and say, I'm from the boys club or something like that. But that's something that we should take heed to, that these community centers and programs make a difference in the lives of children that have been left behind. And when you see people that really don't have to, they can get by without caring about us and not trying to help our situation. And we shouldn't be in the desperate situations that we're in, but it's a fact that there are people doing big things. That ceremony that I attended, bringing in a man that I told him, and I tell you all too, that he was like a hero or a person that I looked at as being over the Archdiocese, the Cardinal Francis George. When I was coming up, because I used to see him on TV, and a lot of my friends and family members were Catholic and are Catholic. And to be a part of him and seeing the closing of his tenure for the Catholic Church, and bringing in the new Archbishop Blaze and getting to meet him face to face. These are things that as a young man you don't dream about.
Yes, sir.
Even though Imam Muhammad is my father and I know the people he met and the things he experienced in his life, that you never look at yourself as being in those places. So it's a great burden of responsibility on me to let you all know this is the credit of this community, you know,
Yes, sir.
that this community has made as a legacy. What's the title we use we're talking about for Savior's Day? We have a heritage. We're a heritage of a new people. And we've made a serious imprint on the world that we live in and observe today. And they're looking at us, and they're looking at us bright-eyed, and really, I think we help lift up humanity for a lot of people, a lot of peoples, not just for communities and nations, that we help them have a brighter view on humanity because of where we've come from, and what we represent. We represent the future of a new people, a people that have been saved, and Allah has established on a new footing, a new ground, and saved for all humanity to see as a witness. You know, it's a big deal, alhamdulillah. So I hope to see everybody out. And besides that, we do carry a lot of burden, mostly African American people, and I think it's a lack of us responding to the call to nature. Sister Dr. Lynn was telling us earlier that if you don't respond to and read Allah's signs, that's the greatest mercy that Allah has given us, is the warning that He gives us to heed. All the mercy we need is in us, and it's, you know, as a warning to us. If we don't listen to it, we don't listen to that call and don't respond, naturally we're going to suffer the consequences, and who can we blame? Nobody. So we should all show up at Savior's Day for this great blessing we're going to receive, and to honor the life of these great awardees that we have, that people that knew the iron, the Hadid Award for the great lives. These are people pioneered in our community and just passed from our community recently. So they've seen all of the transitional periods of us as a community, and these are some of the laborers and believers that we've grown to know. So just if you don't come out just to celebrate the Savior's Day, to celebrate your life, we should come out to honor these people at this dinner. And the program is always top flight. And the real Savior's Day is here. It's always going to be here with the community of Imam W.D. Mohammed. And when I meet the big shots and the people, I don't tell them the Mosque President Wallace me. I say that if I think they have to know my name, but I tell them the community of Imam W.D. Mohammed is here with you, and I mean it. And they know when I say it, I mean they're here with you, standing here right now talking to you, and they're here with you in the future. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So we're gonna continue to try to keep up the good work and with the Mosque and these programs that we're having. And I want to also commend Dr. Lynn for the weekend. We had a 3-day weekend, invaluable information. I would be so disappointed. Y'all know how my father would get when he'd be disappointed. How'd he get? The only thing that saves me is that I know we're recording and documenting all of this. It's not being lost. I think up until the day my father passed, there probably was something wrong with the tape or the recording or something. I remember that. So that's a great burden. Allah took that off of us. So we don't have to stress out over that. So this is recorded and documented. And if anybody wants to get a copy of this life-changing information that we've got that can truly save lives with the new healthcare advantage that we have, nobody should be despaired over their life, their health failing, and not having access to information and to medical treatment. We witnessed in a transitional period that hadn't been witnessed in America ever. Universal health care. And I'm like, that's right. Like, that's a miracle in itself, you know. So you see somebody sick, tell them, like Dr. Lynn say, call your doctor. And the truth of the matter is that what I was thinking about is that if you feel anything other than Allah created His special creature, His human being, for His mercy. He created you, each and every one of us, for His mercy. So if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel tired, you feel weak, don't ignore that. Don't ignore it. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And if you can figure it out on your own what's wrong, maybe you need to get up off your, get up and do some exercise or whatever. Be more active, then do that. If you need to change your diet, your eating habits, you're eating too much of that, you need to put it down. Do it. And if you can't answer that for yourself and solve it, go see your doctor. They'll tell you all what's going wrong and what's going right, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. All right, thank you. We're going to close out now and appreciate you all. Thank you.